Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we're going to be looking at supporting different families for the weather widget that we created in last video. Okay, so if you haven't checked it out, please check it out before continuing because we're going to build up on that example. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So if you remember in the last video, we created and we added this widget family in the widget itself right here, supported family. So I'm going to remove this because what we want to do is we want to make our widget available for all three families that there are, like small, medium, and large. Okay, and we want to provide different UI for different family to support, basically. So because there's different real estate that's available, like the space that is available for those widgets to show is different and varies for each family. Okay, so in order to do that, we have to do some setup work. We have to actually update our weather widget somehow to support multiple different things. So let's go ahead and get that work going first. Okay, so we're gonna start changing things one by one, and that's actually gonna get us ready for supporting multiple families. Okay, so first thing we're gonna change is gonna be the weather entry. And if you go in weather entry, currently our entry only supports a single weather. Now what we are anticipating is an array of weather information. So we're gonna simply change this to be weather info and an array of weather. Okay, and that's the only change that we're gonna need here. Now it's gonna start crashing other places because every other place expects a weather but not a weather entry, so that is fine. We can actually fix that really relatively quickly. So no change in services or anything. Now let's change our timeline. So let's jump onto the timeline here, right there. Okay, so our timeline is gonna have this weather entry that's gonna receive, and for the snapshot, right, snapshot is something that we're gonna have to adjust. So we're gonna create maybe weather snap, and here we are simply gonna say it's an array of weather object. Okay, and I'm gonna simply take this and create a for each loop. So for loop I in 0 to 9. Okay, and I'm gonna say weather snap dot append and paste that. Okay, so we're gonna create like about 10 dummy records. Okay, now that is a weather entry. We don't need weather entry, we just need the weather. Okay, so about 10 weather dummy records, and then for our entry we're gonna say weather entry, and it's gonna take date, so we're still gonna supply our current date for that, and this takes the weather array which we already created with weather snap, so we can just take that and supply that, and completion is still gonna return that entry. Okay, now what this is gonna say is basically I is not being used. So let's do this. Let's say for the name SF day, sorry, I, and I'm gonna say day I, so day 1, day 0, day 1, day 2, kind of like that. And here, just to provide some sort of variation, I'm gonna say 10 times I. It's gonna be the temperature it's gonna produce, and description is gonna be cloudy, so that's fine. Okay, so that's our snapshot. Next up is our timeline. So our timeline is gonna have same, so current value and refresh is not gonna change. Okay, and weather service dot get weather, this gets our result, and here instead of this we're gonna say weather info. Okay, and convert this into an array of weather. All right, and here we're gonna say case we get this, and we say just weather info is equal to fetch data, like that. Okay, so we get the full array of weather info, and for the else case, we can say weather info. All right, and I'm gonna create an error weather. So let error weather. So there was an error, and we just want to show, and you can basically show some other information if you want to. I am simply gonna say maybe SF, and temperature is maybe -1 or 0. Yeah, and Fahrenheit, and description is gonna be error, like that, or error getting info. Oh, we already have the. I should actually copy this or cut this and paste it here. Okay, and for the weather info, we're gonna simply pass this. So let's do error weather, error weather, like twice. Okay. Okay, so next, do we need to change? We do need to change this to weather info, and for the refresh date and everything, it's gonna be same. Yeah, this is called weather info now. Okay, anything else? Okay, so I think that's good. Okay, so next up, we have some more errors, so we're gonna handle those. Let's create, so go to our view, entry view, and let's move this into its own utility, so we can call this as we need. So we're gonna call this, hey, create a new file, and call this file weather-util. Okay, and I'm gonna take Swift UI in case we need it, and basically gonna just cut from here and paste it there in weather-utils. Okay, so yeah, and let's put it in a struct. Like that, and make it static. Okay. All right. So our timeline is changed. Let's change our weather view. Now weather view is where we're gonna need the most change, because we are supporting different families now. Okay, so the easiest thing, I guess we can create another private let for dark color. So we're gonna need a dark color, and I'm gonna rely on, let's take this, copy and paste, and I'm gonna select this and select this color, a little bit dark color. Okay, all right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually remove all this so we can write it again. Okay, so weather entry we get, all right, and what we need is basically some way to determine which family we are rendering from for. Okay, so that can be easily solved with the environment variable, because environment now includes a widget family. So environment, and if you push slash dot and type widget family, you still don't get the Xcode support, autocomplete support for it, but we are simply gonna say family here, and it's gonna recognize that. Okay, I guess we can actually jump. So there we go. environment values dot getter dot widget family. It actually gives you a family for WidgetKit. Okay. Now with that information being available, we can simply create a switch statement here. And that switch statement can be on family. Like so. Okay. Now we get the three variations: system small. As you can see, Xcode crashed right there, but that's okay. So we get system small, and when we get system small, we want to show a weather view. So let me create some more helper views, and that way, we can start using those helper views. So let's create a Swift UI view, and this one is first one is going to be called daily weather. So daily weather view. Okay, and for the daily weather view, we are simply gonna say it expects a weather object, and for the body it says I have a VStack with alignment. Okay, and we have a text. Weather dot name dot lowercase. Okay, so basically in the name, in the API, we get night value as well. So I'm gonna simply say if it contains value night, right? Then I wanna use just three prefix. So I wanna use weather dot name dot prefix of 2 characters maybe, and append that with a moon symbol. So moon, this right here. So this one we can use. Okay, and so I'm going to just double click on it, and there we go. Okay, so that is going to show for the night, and if it's just regular, then we're going to simply say weather dot name dot prefix 3. Okay, next up is our text for temperature. So for the temperature, it's gonna be weather dot temperature, and our Fahrenheit symbol. Okay, so our degree symbol, sorry, degrees, and then you have the actual temperature, weather, sorry, the unit. Okay, so you have unit, and then next up is another text, and we're gonna leverage our weather utils here dot get weather icon for weather dot description. Okay, and we're gonna add some padding, top of 10 points, and we're gonna give the overall thing padding as well. Okay, I'm gonna remove this preview section, and let's go ahead and create another view, and this view is going to be weather view. So these are just sort of like our cells, basically, that we're gonna render our information in. So this one is going to be called weather view. Okay, and this takes 2 values, weather and updated date type. Okay, Next, we're gonna create a V stack with alignment as leading. And then we're going to display all of our weather information. So city name, current weather information. So I'm going to take this guy right here and paste it here. Okay, and we're going to change its font to be large title. Okay, and then we're going to get our icon. So let's go ahead and grab this here and paste it here for the icon, and then description. Gonna set its font to footnote, then h stack, which is going to have the spacer, and this is where we're gonna show when this was updated. For the font, we're gonna say system width size is 12, and the foreground color is gonna be color dot gray dot opacity 0.6 or 0.8 maybe. While we were doing this, notice that I don't know if you can see, but like, you know, it's barely visible, but 8/19 was the last time when this weather widget was updated. Okay, so it's actually so when you define these timelines, it actually automatically triggers and refresh your widget. Now this information is sort of like static because it's like receiving the same value of every 15 minutes. You might have a different case. You, like, you know, request a stock price change for particular stock, and you would see that update more often throughout the day. So you can experiment with that too. Okay, all right, so let's keep moving forward. We have so we can get some padding going here, and that's about it for our weather view. Okay, so let's go back to our main entry view. Okay, and for the small case, we're gonna create a Z stack. Okay, inside this Z stack, we're gonna have the base color first of all, and then we're gonna have our weather view, the newly created view, which expects two things. It expects a weather, so we're gonna simply say weather info. So weather info we are gonna get, or we can weather info is part of entry, so weather info at 0th index. Okay, and we can simply say entry dot date here. All right, for the updated, and we're gonna say edges ignoring safe area all for this one. All right, so that is our small case. Okay, now next is our system medium. Okay, system medium, we're gonna display a Z stack, and it's gonna have an H stack, and I'm gonna mark the spacing to be 0, and gonna create two rectangles with base color and dark color. Okay. And on top we're gonna place our weather views. So weather view. So I'm gonna basically copy this guy right here and gonna say weather view, get the information from 0 and 1. Okay, so remember this one is we are showing medium for the medium size widget, and medium size has, like, it's more wide. So we can simply say you can have, like, two widgets showing, or two weather widgets showing side by side. Okay, so that's what we are doing. We are creating a stack and creating two different weather views right there. Okay, next, last one is system large family. Okay, and for the system large family, what we're going to do is going to create a V stack. Okay, and inside the V stack, I'm going to create a Z stack, H stack for the spacing, Xcode is crashing a lot, which is making it super slow to basically type, and that actually proves the dependency on autocomplete, as you can see. Dark color, there we go. And I'm gonna select these two right here and paste it. Okay, so that's going to be on the system large. We're going to show similar view as the medium, but top two are going to be large, and then underneath this Z stack, I'm going to create another V stack where we're going to show smaller info. Okay, for the daily view. So basically daily weather widget has like smaller info with day and night symbol and stuff like that. So that's what we will actually do. Okay, we will show that one. So we're gonna say H stack, and I'm gonna call this one daily weather view, and daily weather view is gonna expect just the weather info. So we are already showing 0 and 1, so I'm going to show 2, okay, and 3. And as you can see, like, creating those these helper views helped us a lot. So I have V stack, H stack. Let's create another V stack. Inside this V stack, I'm going to create these two, and I'll copy this and paste it, and paste it one more time, and one more time maybe. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so basically this is gonna have print out all 9 values, or you could have actually created it in a loop, but yeah, that's okay. So we have, like, let's see, this V stack is folded here, and this is the main V stack, and here after this V stack we're gonna say default, and for the default we're gonna simply say a Z stack. Okay, and this I learned that you have to actually provide, otherwise Xcode is gonna complain about it. And we're gonna simply say weather view, and this takes our entry dot weather info at 0th index, and entry dot date. like that. Okay. Edges, ignoring safe area, all like that. Okay. All right. So that change, with that change, I think we should try to build and see if we have, yeah, missing arguments. Okay. And this is going to be the preview. So let's go ahead and build it again. Let's make sure that everything is up to date. We don't need to change anything else, I think. Okay, so it seems like spelling. So let me go ahead and okay, run this. And let's go ahead and take a look what we can, what we get. So as soon as our weather started to show, or actually, you know what? Yeah, it's loading. There we go. So we have our weather, and let's go ahead and add a new widget. So we're gonna open our widget example, weather example. As you can see, this is our first small case, and this is our second one, and we are definitely missing some info or some formatting issues. Like these needs to be white actually. So let me go ahead and go to our weather view. So let's go to our weather entry, and wherever we are using the dark color, right here, let's give it a foreground color as white and see if that actually fixes for the medium. And then we're gonna do same for all the others. Okay, so let it build. And I've noticed one thing as well, like, you know, between beta 2 and beta 3, that build process or building has been slow for beta 3. So whenever I build, it was much more faster in beta 2. So it has gone down for some reason. I don't expect it to go down. I expect things to go, like, you know, move in positive direction, but it could be something. We'll see when the next beta comes out. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the widget. And okay, that's actually perfect. And this is our third one. This is our the largest system large view. And as you can see, it's showing us a little bit more detail. And if you want to add the medium one as well, just for the completion's sake, go ahead and add that one too. There you go. Okay, and this one actually needs that foreground color as well. So let's go ahead and add that, and voila. Okay, I'm not gonna run it again just because it's gonna take a little bit more time. But anyways, as you can see, like, you know, it's rather easy. We took several steps to actually accomplish this, but like if you go over this again, you can notice that it's actually rather easy to support all these different families by this approach. We had to actually refactor a lot of things, and that's why it took a little bit of time. But this is how you can actually create variations for of, like, you know, one widget for 3 different families that size that are supported in the WidgetKit. Now you can include multiple widgets into a single app, right? Multiple different types, and that's actually called bundling. And we're gonna be looking at that example as well very soon. But for now, we are done with our weather widget. Okay, so what's gonna happen in next video is basically we will build an expense app. So we're gonna just build a sample expense widget. Okay, and in that expense widget, what we're gonna do is we'll just create a simple widget that's gonna show different different complexity of, like, widget, but it's gonna have configurability aspect. So basically you're gonna have a configuration, and you're gonna create intent definition, and that intent definition is basically gonna provide this long tab and edit configuration thing. So that widget is solely focused on how to make your widgets configurable, and how same widget with different configuration can live on your home screen, right? So we're gonna see all that in the next video, where we're gonna create this expense sample expense app, and we're gonna add different expense scenarios for our widget in that app. Okay, so I will see you guys in next video for that widget creation, and till that time, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy, and I will see you guys in next video.